Hello everybody and welcome back to Crusader Kings, where we are currently wanting to go after, like, the Byzantine Empire here would be ideal. The duchies I think are pretty awkward here, if I recall correctly. Let's see what we've got access to. Yeah, I mean, a lot of these aren't great, considering the rule set that we have to work with anyway. Duchy of Bulgaria, yup. Yeah, most of these are pretty awkward for us. This one could work, but that's only 2 counties, and I would really like to get a lot more than 2 counties out of them. We could go for, like, Crimea. That's 3 counties. This is 4 counties, and all of those are considered coastal. Alternatively, we could just go for a single county of Nicaea here, just to link this up. We could do that. This will need to happen eventually. We may as well do it now. Cool. So we'll go ahead and do that, and we'll drop our rally point right here. We'll raise up our men-at-arms and some levy troops, and we only need like 11,000. Okay. Sounds good. Well, with this guy, 15. Okay. Chess? We don't need the stress. Get out of here. Okay. There we go. And we'll get these guys moving up over to this barony. So we don't know where their army is at this time. Oh, we do. It's actually over by their capital. That's relatively convenient for us. They're heading this direction. So for the time being, we're just going to let them walk over here. I think this is fine. Additional troops up over here? Sure. Ticking war scores now on our side. Do we want to just siege random things for the time being? We could do that. Okay, he's heading up into Tarsus. That's fine. We're going to split off our siege force and continue to siege here. These guys will head down to, like, here. We'll grab a siege commander. And they have a slight numerical advantage on us. So I'm going to raise up a tiny amount more troops, and we'll head over here and link up with them. We're currently ill, and we're going to go for a safe treatment. We should be okay. We're pretty young at this point, right? We're 36 and melancholic. We're reasonably young. Okay. So they're currently walking into us here. I'm going to let them lock in. They've decided not to. These 19 levy troops were enough to convince them that this was a bad idea. Okay. We'll try that learning challenge. It'll probably go poorly. And then we're going to walk down over here now that we have a numerical advantage. Okay. So I think that they're going to charge at our siege force here. Maybe not. We did get a new learning perk there, and we'll just take anatomical studies. There we go. So we're going to catch them here in these hills. Things will be a little bit awkward for us. This guy's not good at fighting in hills. This guy has better raw stats. And I think he's our best bet for right now. Okay. So we'll put in that new commander. And, oh yeah, we easily win this. Fantastic. The siege will finish up shortly. There we go. What are supply limits around here? Not terrible. So we'll finish up this siege. That'll be done very, very shortly. And I do want to split these guys up while we wait for this force to come back. I'm not going after their capital right now, just because... Oh, sure. I'll visit the throne. Sure. I'll give this guy some prestige. And I'll get some of my own. Cool. Okay, so this finishes up. There we go. And we'll come down here and siege next. We're at 65% war score. These guys are coming back, and that's exactly what we thought they'd do. And this is why we're not going for their capital just yet. So we catch nothing here. Oh wait, we do. They stopped moving. Okay. I don't know why they stopped moving, but they stopped moving. 25% from battle war score. This is going to get us another good chunk. And it ended the war. Beautiful. So we'll enforce those demands and disband our troops. Of course, this will need to be granted out to a noble of the Norse culture. So there we go. Fantastic. So the entire Aegean is now under our control. And that's perfect. We are one direct vassal above our limit. And we should probably do something about that. So we can grant a couple of vassals. Oh, okay. We'll get back to this in just a moment. We can grant some vassals out to rightful lieges, and we'll do so. And then there's 3 over here. We've got you. Done. Now, I think these are all ones that we granted out. Oh, wow. Okay. All of these are legal for us to hold. Not that we wouldn't be able to do this since this is a diplomatic vassalization. Okay, cool. We'll grab that. And what's the third? This guy. Oh, yeah, another one that we granted out. I'm not hugely shocked by those. We'll offer them vassalage, and they should all accept. Cool. So that gets us some more territory there. And, of course, that puts us above our vassal limit again. And we can also vassalize this guy now. Cool. We'll do so. Apparently we can't vassalize this guy. He's a body. That makes sense. We can't go after him either. But what we can do is we can create the Duchy of Marrakesh at this point. And we can grant that over to this lady. 3 vassals go with. This guy vassalizes, and then we can transfer him over. Cool. Oh, we can change a vassal contract, too. We'll go to feudal levies at this point. Okay. How are we doing on our innovations? Hoardings are a ways away. That's reasonably fine. Our exposure here is going to be done in about a year. Cool. Okay. So we already got all of these upgrading to level 4. We can definitely start to work on upgrading them further. The question is, do we want to enter a bit of a chill period right now, or do we want to remain aggro? We've been very aggro thus far. I wouldn't mind going after some of these more little guys. It's only a single county. So I wouldn't mind doing something like this, and then going after Danzig as well. What? No, I don't want to arrange a marriage. I want to Danzig or war is, I believe, the term. And they are just by default choosing the or war here, so we'll go for that. And then as far as Lithuania goes, I would like to declare on them simultaneously as well for this duchy, or rather this county here. Cool. There's a little bit out over this way that we can still go for, and then there's all this river work that we can do. But there's a little bit of ocean coastline up here. And there's a little bit over this way as well. In fact, we can take almost everything here. We can't take this county or this county. But everything else over here we can go for in this kind of like C shape. Okay, so we're going to go for this county as well. Just the 3 wars right now. We'll raise up our men-at-arms, as well as a few levy troops. And they're going to call in holy orders. That's fine. They can do that. I don't care. This is more than enough troops. We're going to send these guys in. They're not particularly good. Okay, we're actually going to tell them to stop, group together, and then we're going to go in. Beautiful. I would also like to continue working on some upgrades over this way while we're doing this. This is only a level 2 temple. That one needs to get upgraded to a level 4 or a level 3. There we go. Okay, so we're going to have no problem knocking 2 of these out of this war very, very quickly. Lithuania will be a little bit tougher for us, but not super tough. It's just tough relative to these two. Sure, we'll become friends with the King of Thessalonica. Why not? Okay, so we win that battle, and 35 days on this siege. This siege should end the war. We're no longer ill. That's great. Okay, so we're going to head down and take Danzig. And this war is, of course, over. We'll enforce those demands and grant this on out. Beautiful. So Danzig will fall quickly here. Oh, that's interesting. They brought in a holy order. That just delays us a little bit. Not very much, though. So this siege will be done very shortly here. They're going to fight us again. Very rude. Okay. So we wrap this up. These guys brought in allies. Now they've got 33,000 troops. Okay. We're going to come up over here and fight their very, very weak holy order. A lot of these troops that they have are crappy. So we're going to do this. And this is very bad for them. They should not take this battle at this point. They're way too late. Way too late. Okay. So we are going to head in and take back this location that they capped. We're also going to enforce peace on our previous war. And we'll grant this on over to a noble of the Norse culture. We're, of course, over our vassal limit right now. That's fine. We've got plenty of vassals that we can hand out. Okay. So we take this back. At this point, I'm going to split off our siege force. They're going to come up here and grab the war goal, while the rest of our troops come down and fight the Kingdom of Lithuania's armies here at their capital. So that'll be fine. We will easily win this battle, although we're not going to stack wipe them under any circumstances here. Our exposure has been salvaged here. Salvaged? Has been discovered. What else got exposed? Trebuchet. That's a pretty good one. I like it. So 21 years to Trebuchet and 13 years to Hoardings. Cool. So we win that battle, and we captured his son and heir there. That's actually huge. War's over. So enforce those demands and disband our troops, and we will grant this on out. So, if you count this as an unbroken coastline, which is arguable, then we have an unbroken coastline. Well, I mean, you could make the same argument here, I suppose, that the Gulf of Riga is, like, if you don't count the Gulf of Riga, and if you don't count this, the Zuiderzee, I imagine I butchered that. If you don't count those two like inland seas there, then we have an unbroken coastline, like from here all the way around this way, through here, which arguable, and then down over this way, through here, which arguable, and then all the way down here, and then you can take your pick. You can go this way, or you can go this way. That's quite a coastline. Now, we don't have this connected up. And are we still truce to these guys? We are. So we can't work on that just yet. I would love to do that. I think that we should chill for just a moment here, though, and we can go ahead and make the, we can make a couple of duchies over here. There we go. Who currently holds this? This guy. We're to grant him the Jarldom. There we go. And now no problem. Now you can see the sheer number of dukes and counts that are under us. We're going to want to do something about that eventually. For now, it's not causing us major issues. It likely will in the future. Are we truce to this guy? We're not. He's reasonably powerful, and it's not going to be a super hard war for us. But I want to see, do we have any solid coastal duchies here? We're interested in basically anything along the coast here. I don't think that's a great coastal duchy, nor is this one. It's actually fairly convenient here. The dashed lines are showing us what we're not allowed to grab. Not in this case. Yeah, it's pretty awkward. We could go after Blumia. They're entirely coastal. The kingdom would be a bad invasion for us, for sure. This is so awkward. The kingdom would be a bad invasion for us. No doubt about that. We could go for the duchy. It's awkward. It's certainly awkward. And we'd have to get there by sea. Because of this impassable terrain here. We may want to actually just take a little bit and chill. Because we do have some upgrades to be working on here. So I wouldn't necessarily mind working on a few upgrades here and there for a little bit here. The faster we get these upgrades done, the better off we will be, after all. These ransoms are probably all acceptable. Yes. They're all acceptable. Our player Aaron daughter came of age, and she is currently unmarried. So we want to give her a stewardship husband, ideally not this guy. Actually, intelligent isn't bad. He's a little on the old side, but, I mean, it's Crusader Kings. We'll take the intelligent. There we go. And we do have a perk available as well. We'll take Wash Your Hands. Perfect. Okay, so at this point, this is all good to go. Let's check in on our capital city. There we go. And our capital itself is, of course, not really able to do too much there. Okay, we can't move anything around, really. Rome will lose land when Vassal dies. I don't like to see that. That's for sure. I wouldn't mind... We could go after, like, these counties over here. That's a possibility. Yeah, let's go ahead and do it. So we're going to go after these two counties here. And that'll connect us up over here and get this entire area, like, surrounded. This little bit of West Slavia here is awkward for us, for sure. But they're pretty weak. We could go after that right now with a de jure. And we have a de jure duchy of Livonia claim. If this is de jure, then this is legal to have. And this is, of course, coastal. So that should, in theory, be fine. So we'll declare these wars. And how hard are we expecting them to be? Not tremendously. So we'll get these all grouped up. They're bringing in holy orders. That's reasonably expected. We're going to raise up to, like, I don't know, 25,000 or something. 30,000, I guess. That works. Okay, in we go. So we do see some allied troops over here, but this isn't a problem. We'll have this war done very, very quickly. Okay. So we're going to siege here. That'll be done in 25 days, and that will end this war. So that's fine. Hunter's Stables just finished construction, so we definitely want to hop back over here and continue to upgrade specifically... Okay, I guess we'll continue to upgrade the Hunter's Stables. That's fine. Now, at some point, we're probably going to want to upgrade our men-at-arms. specifically, I think our Vigmen are probably the ones that we're going to want to upgrade. Possibly to crossbowmen. Our Bondi might want to be upgraded too. We've got these guys right now, and I'm just looking at stats, comparing them to pikemen. Pikemen are pretty much just better. Our Varangian veterans are definitely better than standard armored footmen. So we'd want to keep our Varangian veterans around, but I think upgrading our Vigmen and Bondi would be a good idea. Perhaps that's something to do after these wars. So we'll enforce our demands here. There we go. And this will, of course, be granted out. Cool. Puts us above our vassal limit, but we can handle that. That's no big deal. We'll eliminate these guys next. There we go. And we will siege this on down. So this war will be over shortly. Our hook on that guy expired. Sure. Cool. From here, we're going to enforce our demands. And we are going to grant that out. We're going to come up here and siege. And then I want to grab the Barony of Riga so that we have ticking on West Slavia. We're not going to have a lot of war score on them to start with. That's going to be the longest of these wars. The King of Sweden is not a terrible spy master, but we'll put this guy in. Okay. So over we head. We don't want the stress from a board game right now. There we go. They're sieging over here. That's fine. I'm wondering who they're aligned with. Well, we have our war score right now. Stop challenging me to board games right now. This is not the time. Okay, so we're going to grab this barony. There we go. We're at 63%. Whose side are these guys on? Okay, they're in this war. Sounds good. I probably should have accepted that, but it doesn't really matter. So we're going to head up and grab their capital next. New target, huh? Oh, okay. This is the King of Poland. So these guys are now Poland. Gotcha. That's fine. We're going to wrap this up. We still have ticking war score on our side. And our war goal remains the same. Okay, so we're going to take this capital. This might end the war, but it might not. We'll see. Kind of depends on who we capture. What do we got? It did end the war. Beautiful. So we'll enforce those demands, and that, of course, gets us these locations, which we will grant on out. And then we're going to head over... I'd like to head towards the Polish capital. But really, I don't think that's a good place to go. It's a long ways away and very far inland. So, yeah, I don't think we're going to go there for now. We're 20% war score here. And I do want to split off some forces here. There's some really terrible supply limits. So we're going to grab our mangonels and some levy troops. These guys are for now... Actually, I want to grab these guys. And they can come in and start sieging. There we go. These guys will split up. And then they will split again. These guys will split again. And we're going to have to split them yet another time. So we're going to have to do something kind of like this. To make this be actually somewhat reasonable for these supply limits. And even then, it's not entirely reasonable. Okay. Yeah, these guys are still above. So are these. So they're going to move over to here, and these guys will move down, like, here. It's awkward, but it is what it is. Okay. And with that, it is about time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we will wrap up our war against Poland. I see these guys down over here. We may actually want to grab all of these, except our siege force, and come on down to Berlin. Let's have everybody embark, and then come land at Berlin. Cool. But I'm going to go ahead and put that cut in here, and next episode, we'll finish off Poland. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including Casserole, Sigma162, JJ Gamer, Ken2In, Spartan News, Nick Smarty, Video Games Are Not Real, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, Kadra, Raw Potato, Elmichi Nazi, Justin Everett, Emiliano Cameron, Martin Lawrence, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can leave your offerings. That is not how that goes. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video. And as always, I will see you all next time.